Welcome, fellow rollers, to Holy Rollerz Special Ops, Episode 2. I'm Ryan, your Follow the Challenge DM, and here are our players. Players, tell us who you are and who you play. Let's start with John.
Hey everyone, my name's John Christie. I'm a voice actor, and I am playing Thora Mikitas.
The what?
The druid of Fin Hifara. I apologize.
Oh, you're good. Tommy.
I am Odelia, and I am a cleric barbarian of Moiris.
Lulu.
Hi, I'm playing Lavender, a paladin of Bahara.
And Matt.
Hi, I am the co-DM, and I am playing Sister Faudaver, the Hope Maiden Paladin of Bestera, goddess of protection and healing.
Did you just take the most sister move and just appoint yourself co-DM?
Oh no. Normally I'm the DM and I'm stepping into co-DM, so really I'm reminding myself, co-DM, not the full DM. You don't make the choices here. Bad. So look at me, I'm stepping in. But thanks for calling me out, Lulu. I will make sure that I stay humble for the rest of the night too.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you stay.
That's what I do.
Player. So last time on Special Ops, Lavender, Sister Faudaver, Thora, and Aelin, our missing Tiefling Blackcloak, set out for East River to respond to the request of Hope Master Gendolin, who had reported terrifying nightmares, some even coming to life. During the first night, Aelin disappeared, leaving a small note and the vile spellbook of the hag Elspeth tucked neatly in Lavender's pack. On the road, the party noticed acts of vandalism and destruction, and eventually encountered a drowning gnome named Krita. She was rescued by a halfling on an ivory mount who later introduced herself as Odelia, a devotee of Moiris, who missed the choosing ritual, a fact which Sister Faudaver repeatedly chided her for. The gnome Krita had some subtle marks of multiple deities, which led the party to wonder if she was some kind of relic hunting thief. Krita offered food and gave Odelia a sack of candy before heading in the opposite direction, bound for Horta. On the outskirts of East River, the party came upon a farm in bad shape. 3 children were playing and acting strange. Lavender and Sister Faudaver discovered the parents of the kids in a drug-induced stasis, while Odelia and Thora were attacked by Tabitha, the older of the girls, who was joined by a trio of boggles, black-eyed fae known for teleportation powers. Odelia and Thora managed to see through the illusion on Tabitha to tell that she was also some kind of fae creature. They also noted that the 2 other children, Amer and Chloe, had lilac stains on their tongues and lips. The 2 laughed uncontrollably before recently going into this sort of angry huffing state, and now they look quite feral. Unfortunately, our friend Thora was hit with a devastating attack by Tabitha called Fae Slumber, and is taking a restless nap in the middle of the fight. But we are back up to the top of initiative with Snock, one of the boggles, not Snot, Snock.
In my head, can snot.
Yeah, he's lying prone, not quite spooning with Thora, but they are both, just down there chilling that way. So Snock, any questions, players? Where we established where everybody is?
So we've got 3 boggles, 2 children, and 1 Tabitha masquerading as a child that only Odelia knows is not a child.
Yes. And
on this farm.
And there John's giving us a little look there. So our friend Snock, who's knocked prone, he looks at the sleeping face of Thora, and he reaches out his hand, this clawed hand, and it doesn't touch him, but it's sort of like a piece of it goes through this black vortex, and the fingers themselves. So for the rest of us looking at it, it's like his hand disappears right here and reappears a foot away, and it starts to snag onto Thora's face. and he's going to make an attack versus your will. That's a 13 versus will, my friend.
That does not succeed.
Okay, so he does this, and it's like as he tries to hold on, even the sleeping Thora, it just doesn't whatever he's trying to do doesn't work, and his hand actually looks singed, and he yanks it back out of the portal, and then he's going to get away from people. So he collapses in one of these little vortexes and reappears in square Q11, still prone, but not in the midst of the party.
You're telling us he kind of ran away?
Well, not ran away. I mean, it's like, I'm prone. I need to get my bearings before I come and try to snatch at Thora again.
Which boggle was that?
That was Snock. So he's the S, or excuse me, the boggle who was right next to Thora in square J14.
Gotcha. Just wanted to
Now
make
the
sure
other
I grabbed
two
the right
boggles.
one.
The other two boggles, they don't really care about sleeping Thora because you're there on the ground. So they're going to turn their attention to a lovely elven priestess. That's you, Lulu.
Karma! Excuse me. Oh, sorry.
Savage, we're on the same team. Come on.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wish you the best. I'll heal you if you get hit, I promise. Maybe.
So,
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I love that. Where's
the
Aylin
bottle
again?
in
I miss
square
her.
K16 moves into square L14. So the two boggles are now side by side, right in front of Lavender.
Hello.
They're going to try to grab you. So they both look at you and they go to launch themselves, because remember, these are small creatures, and so it's sort of like little feral monkeys are trying to jump onto one on the front, one on the back.
She's a big lady. Like,
and they're gonna hold
Just
on.
so-
One of them's gonna try and hold on to that big pointy ear, like, oh, I just want a piece of that.
For the ears? Jeez.
Well,
I know, so rude.
They're
So-
going
Culturally
money
insensitive.
this is versus your reflex. So one of them got a 23, and one of them
Yep.
got a 22.
Yep.
Okay,
Both
So-
hit.
you now have two boggles that are on you.
Ouch.
They're both wrestling around. So, excuse me. Yeah.
Are they in her square on her?
They still are considered occupied.
No, they're just reaching across, grabbing for my ear. Just
Yeah. But they're
Bend
trying.
down.
They're trying to wrestle her down. And you see them like struggling to get a good. What it looks like they're doing is they're trying to get their mouth in a good position to bite at your neck. They're sitting there like, ugh, just get there. But you're holding them off so far. So Thora, unfortunately, my friend, you are snoozing away. So make a save to get rid of that.
Come on. What kind of save is this?
Just a 10 or higher on a day 20.
Okay. 16.
Woohoo!
All right. So at the end of your turn, you.
Lulu, John's friend in chat goes, not the ears!
cute.
Yes, the ears.
I'm imagining the wake up is more like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Sister Fadaver.
Who is greatly injured? Thora was put to sleep, but was he hurt? What are you down to, Thora?
I was not injured by the attack.
Okay.
It just knocked me out.
Well, let's see then. I've got one of them near me, but then there's Tabitha. Is is Lavender grabbed by these
Yeah.
creatures?
By 2 of them.
I don't really do the
Oh.
whole forced movement thing. That's Odelia's Game of Thrones.
Lavender's okay.
What is
That's
Lavender
right.
down to?
She's at full health.
Okay.
As well
Well,
as have recorded anyway.
then I think I'm going to let Thora do that. I'm going to shift into square 13. Oh, wait, I don't know. Tabitha is not a little girl yet, do I?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to go after the boggle. I will use Radiant Smite.
You must know that Tabitha. Oh no, you do know Tabitha as an enemy though, because you marked her. You use your divine challenge on her at the end of your turn.
Okay. Okay, well, I've decided instead I'm going to whack at the boggle that's going after Lavender, and I'm going to use Self-Righteous Smite instead.
This dude just really wants to hit me.
When everybody else uses it, it's called Righteous Smite. When Sister Thought-of-Air uses it, it's called Self-Righteous Smite. What is that first boggle in
He's
square?
really the only one good enough to use it, honestly.
To be that self-righteous, yes. What is that person's armor class?
In 14, K or L?
In 13K. The one closest to Lavender.
Yeah, they're both in row 14, squares K and L.
Okay, the one closest to Lavender, so 14K.
14K. And you wanted the AC, you say?
Yes.
18.
Okay, so I have a plus 11. I need a 7, which means that horrible 2 is going to do me no good whatsoever. Dang it. I hate that I just scored that. So I'm going to use Memory of 1,000 Lifetimes and see if we can't get that. And I got it. I got a 7 with a 5 on top of that. So I got exactly what I needed to hit, and I've used Memory of 1,000 Lifetimes. And that is going to do 2 weapon damage, which is 2 die 10. That is a crap roll, a 1 and a 2. Okay. So that is 9 points of damage. However, every ally within 5 squares of me gets 9 temporary hit points.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations. So that's everyone. And so she takes her greatsword, swings it around, and goes, "Now you get off of her! Take this, sinner! Naughty, naughty, naughty!" And she swings several times and misses, and then finally manages to clip him.
So how you said everybody gets temporary hit points?
9 temporary hit points. It's like a shield of hit points. It's the first one that you lose when you get hit.
And when you get those from her, you feel pretty like smug. Like you feel you just feel so much better than these boggles. Well, it's Tabitha's turn, and she hates that you did that. Let's see if she gets her nice sleep spell back. Nope, a 1. So
hold on. I'm gonna divine challenge Tabitha also, so that she attacks me. I mean, you're probably gonna have her attack me anyway, but yeah, I divine challenge her also with my minor. Sorry.
no, you're good. She's going to so she doesn't get her nice burst of sleep. So she's gonna shift. Yeah, she's gonna shift back into square N15 and use Eye of Dreams on you. So she looks, and it's a little like Caw, that sort of like her eyes get a little buggy, and you haven't pierced the illusion, so it still looks like a little girl, but with kind of bug eyes that start to spin sort of like hypnotically, and you feel it having, whether it hits or not, you feel this sort of like you want to just stare at it, like stop and stare at it. So here she goes, 2 attacks versus your will.
2.
Yeah. 1 eye, 2 eye.
Oh, wow, she has ambidextrous eyes. That's amazing.
So she got an 18 with the first one and a 24 with the second one.
Miss with the first one. My will is 19. Hit with the second one.
All righty. So you take 14 psychic damage.
Ow!
And you are immobilized till the end of Tabitha's next turn. As you stare into her eye, it's like, it's so distracting, you just can't bring yourself to move away. And you feel in your head that it's sort of like, you don't really want to. It's very lulling. It hurts, but it's a good hurt.
Okay, so she does this thing, and Sister Fadavera starts going, I didn't fall asleep in chapel, sister. I didn't fall asleep in church. And goes like this, and it's like, your eyes will stick that way if you keep doing that. And she just keeps moving.
Lavender.
Okay. All right. I have a plan. I'm gonna use, but I have to get permission. Paladin's Judgment. Can I use that on one of the boggles on me?
What's Paladin's Judgment?
It's her daily.
Melee attack punishes the enemy and heals an ally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bash away.
Solid. I'm gonna do a bash on one of them. They're both on me. I don't really mind either.
One of them is actually taken some damage.
Okay.
Nearly bloodied. So do you want to hit the wounded one or the untouched one?
I'll do the wounded one.
Okay. And it's versus AC.
Yeah. Strength versus AC. So
18.
let me okay, cool. Strength. I can find it. Absolutely I can.
The damage is already calculated at the
+4.
top of the power for you.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I'm just a dip. Don't mind me. Every time without fail. Yes, it is. Okay.
We haven't played in a month. It's all good.
Okay, +9. Yes. 8 + 9.
Which is a
that
17.
just-
Where can she squeeze a +1?
Yes, she can because there's an avalanche warhammer. So +1.
Oh, it's a magic weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
+1. +9 versus AC. Is that right? Or is it just +9 in total? Sorry.
It's the attack is calculated at the top, and if it says
So it's just
+9,
+9.
that's everything's
just
already
+9.
factored
Okay.
in.
Okay. The
Sorry.
one thing though that is okay that I'm looking at, you're attacking the more wounded who happens to be in square K14. You are flanking with Thora, so you have a +2 to attack.
And
So you-
Thor's awake.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
+2. Thank you.
Yay.
And on that, I would like to use Aberrant Mark of Madness. So they take a -2 penalty to their will.
Ooh.
That is for the encounter, I believe.
Enemy hit with a daily power takes -2 penalty to will. And my Paladin's Judgment is a daily power.
Okay.
Nice.
Roll some damage.
It doesn't do any damage. Oh,
Yeah.
the Judgment does. Hello, I play Dungeons and Dragons. What do I do? Nothing. I just wait for other people to tell me what to do. That's how I play. How do you play? 10 + 3 + 4 + 5. So 13, 14, 15, 17 plus. I literally just said what it was +4. So 17 + 4.
21.
21. Thank you.
Okay.
I got there.
So, and you're using a hammer,
Yes.
like a one-handed hammer or like a two-handed hammer?
I believe it's two-handed. Yeah, that's why I asked for permission. It's a little wild. I'm aware.
Well,
Look, she's a tough lady.
yeah,
I wish she taught us of logic at the end of a big old hammer.
Hey, it doubles as a tool. So this,
You know,
In that.
they're just like big mosquitoes. And how do I crush mosquitoes? With a hammer. Welcome to Australia.
well, it's a little awkward, but this thing is enough distracted by Thor's presence that it's turned its head, and you side slam this thing, clock it in the jaw, and you hear so much crunching that you look, and it's like the jaw is like 3 inches out of place. This thing looks like if it tries to bite you now, it's not really got much of a lower jaw to chew. So
And Lavender knows they're an enemy, but she still says sorry on reflex. Like, that is bad. And while she says sorry, minor action, I would like to divine challenge Tabitha.
Okay.
Hi, I'm a tank. What's up?
As you see the jaw go, you see Thora go, oh.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Yeah, a bit of that might splatter on you, I'm afraid, being still on the floor and all.
Ugh.
Yeah, sorry.
Does it taste good?
No.
I wouldn't look. Oh, okay, wait. All right.
So it is now the children's turn. So Amer and Chloe, who are over there doing this sort of sound, they they go into what can only be called a rage. And Chloe lunges
Oh
for
my god,
Sister
child
Fire.
barbarians.
Of course she does.
Well, and Amer lunges for Odelia. So Chloe moves into square K12, and
Okay.
Amer moves into square H13.
Sorry, B12 and H13? K12.
K12, yep. And they are both going to use Clinging Rage on one on Sister Faudever and one on Odelia. So on Sister Faudever, it is 22 versus AC.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, so you take 3 damage as her nails start to dig in between in gaps in your armor, and she is now clinging onto your armor, trying to like rip it off so she can get some skin. She's not trying to bite or anything, but she is like there's no human light in the eyes right now. It's just bestial rage. Let's see if Amer gets Odelia. That's 16 versus AC.
Well, that doesn't hit.
Oh.
I say, no, darling, and I just kind of hold him at arm's length. No, you don't mean to be doing this.
So you
Boss it on the noise.
This mom movement, he's like this, and you're like, ooh, you slide.
She mom armed him. She's like, oh, in this way.
And it's Odelia's turn. How are you gonna deal with that?
Oh dear. Well, that does actually change what I had planned. So let's see. Where are the boggles now?
Okay, sorry, he's not grabbing you. He has an ability called Hunger, which means if you start your turn next to him, he gets to try and grab you.
I have that ability, Hunger.
Yeah. So here he goes. He on his turn he did that. At the start of your turn, he's also going to try and grab you, but he got a 12, so he missed again. So in quick succession, he tries to grab you, and you are just like dancing out of his way.
It's the when the kid comes up to you covered in barf, that it's that movement. Just like, whoa, dude, whoa, back up. We're gonna fix this, but I don't want it all over me.
That analogy wins the night.
This ain't my first rodeo.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. So, shoot. Let me think about this for just a hot sec. Because Odelia just doesn't even know what to do with herself right now. Okay. Oh, where are the boggles? That's what I was going to ask you.
The boggles are both. They're in row 14, K and L, and the one that teleported away is in Q11.
Oh, Q11.
Prone.
Okay. And is Tabitha still in 15L?
She's in 15N.
Oh, great. Perfect. That's even better. Okay. So here's what Odelia is going to do. Odelia is very concerned for these children. She can tell they're not quite themselves. She doesn't want to do them any harm, but she also doesn't want to, be attacked by them. So she is going to move out of Aimer's reach and just come to, let's say, well, I guess she won't be out of his reach, but just, so, okay, for E-rolls, if it says blast 3, can I, so if I came to, oh dear, J14, could I then blast, if I have a blast 3 thing, can I blast it outwards and get the 2 boggles and Tabitha?
You would get the 2 boggles, but Tabitha's 1 square away. So a blast 3 would...
so the blast 3 includes the square I'm on?
No, but she's 4 squares away from you.
But if I moved first?
In J14, she's in, because she's in N15.
Oh, N. I put her in M.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, you could hit both the others.
Is Thora still in K15?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I am going to move to J14 so I can do a blast 3 thing and hit those 2 boggles, right?
Yep.
Okay. I am just going to move there because they're the ones who are obviously bad guys. I can obviously take them out. And I can see that Tabitha is really a bad one. And so I want to clear the way to her. So I'm going to move there next to Thora. And I am going to raise my arms and just call out of nowhere a wall of water and just blast it right into those 2 boggles and cast Buffeting Wave. And I don't really understand how that works though. I just do these things and I don't really understand it.
Look at the top of the power and it will tell you what your attack bonus is for that power.
+8 versus fortitude.
Yeah.
There you go.
So their fortitude is 18, or excuse me, their fortitude is 16. So you need to roll 2 and an 8.
Get so an 8. Do I roll a 20 and then +8?
For each monster.
Oh gosh. All right, so that's 12 for the first one. Oh, and 26 for the second one.
Well, the first one's a miss, but the second one is a full-on hit. So.
All right. And that'll do 8 damage.
And knock him prone, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you summon this wave, and the one boggle, the one that's really, really hurt, that just got its jaw dislocated, manages to cling on for dear life onto Lavender's back. The other one looks up, and it's like, as this water just shoves it and knocks it prone, and it can't hold on. So it is lying prone in square.
Is Lavender covered in water as well? She's just standing there like, thank you.
You get some splash on you, I'm sure, but it's clean. It actually
some of the like blood just like mixes with the water and just washes in her face like solid.
But it's not salt water, so at least it doesn't hurt your wounds. I called up river water so it wouldn't, hurt more.
It's the
No,
sun.
now there's just algae in my armor. This is great. Thank you. Truly, it's wonderful.
Did you just say it's Dasani?
It's Dasani. It's that pure.
Okay.
That's far too expensive. I don't have the components for that.
She calls up a wall of Avion. That's awesome.
Where did you say the boggle ended up?
He's still in his square. It doesn't move him. It just
he's just prone.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
he's at my feet.
Yeah, right now.
And I'm just dripping on him.
Used to have a minor action, Odelia, if you want to do anything.
I was looking. I don't know what my minor actions are. Is there? I didn't see it on any. Like
you have healing word and bless.
Oh, okay. Can I please use bless? And it says burst 20. So does that mean basically everybody?
Yep.
Because it's 20 squares. Okay. So everybody in all of my allies get a +1 bonus to your attack rolls until the end of the encounter.
Hey. So what do you say when you cast your blessing? Because in the Catholic Church, there's holy water, and I imagine you've got plenty of that. If that's like, I mean,
she's.
if the blessing
Please
comes
just
out,
drink holy water.
Sorry,
Everyone's like,
Lavender, and just everybody. I'm here to help. Just do your best, and I've given you a little wee boosty, and there's like a little drizzle of rain that just kind of like from this wave as it just kind of like the kind of drizzles down on top of everybody, and everybody's just like, what even is that?
we're all soaked.
It's all right. It's all right. It'll help. I promise.
Was anybody else imagining like her dipping her fingers in the wave of water and just going like fit, 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 fit.
I wanted like
Plus-
Lavender to be
Like
like
that.
flipped to the face with water. Like I used to be so tired.
It's a +1 to attack and a +6 to chafing. We're all soaked. Okay.
Nobody's running in this battle.
Okay.
Excuse me.
That was awesome. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Well, it is back up to the top with our Boggle who teleported away. He's going to stand from where he is, and then he's going to attempt to use his body snatch ability on Lavender.
Oh, go ahead. She a heavy girl, but I mean you can try.
Well, you did just bash his friend in the face, and so he's thinking that
Who
hammer,
doesn't? You know.
that hammer.
Whoops.
It's versus will. So 16 versus will.
No.
Okay. So do you see that same thing? A little portal opens up right by your face, and you see a hand go and it like barely makes contact, and you feel it trying to take over your mind, and you're like, really? And again, there's this sizzle of can't touch this, and the hand gets sucked back.
I'd like to imagine it feels to her like there's another raindrop going. She goes, no.
Well, that was a hand.
A hand.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, still no, but my bad. Thanks, Odelia.
But it's a hand you don't want to get hit with.
I don't want that hand.
So our other two boggles, well, the one with the dislocated jaw decides her time on this battlefield it's time to be gone. So she is going to teleport off of your back into square T20.
Which one was that?
That was the one that you did not hit. The one that is a bloody mess with the dislocated jaw. Sorry, she was in square K14.
Okay.
I called her jaw on my sheet, if that helps.
Yeah, so she with a move, she jumps in one of these little portals and appears over by that cart. And then with her standard action, she uses the run action to haul 8 squares off the map. Like I'm out of here.
Just bails.
Yeah.
All right.
The guy who you knocked prone though, he springs up, sopping wet, and looks like what the heck? That was water. It shouldn't have hurt that bad.
Lavender looks back at him like,
I don't know either, man.
So he
Not
is
me, man.
going to he turns his attention away from Lavender and looks and says, that's someone my size. And he lunges, and his hands, again, just kind of like the other guy, they reach through a little portal, so his reach is actually 2, even though he's 2 squares away from you. And he's going to try to grab you. So it is versus your reflex plus 7. And so 11 plus 7, 18 versus reflex.
That hits. That my reflex is 14.
Okay, so here's what happens. As his hands make contact with you, he teleports into square J14 behind you and is now grabbing you.
So we're in the same square now?
Oh, sorry. You're in J14. He's in I14.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Excellent.
That would be the boggles. So Thora.
I don't like this.
Does he do any damage or anything?
Not yet, but
Okay.
he's trying to bite you.
Okay. It has been a little bit, so excuse me for a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Can I move to P13?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can do that without. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, without provoking any attack opportunity.
All right. And from there, I am going to use a daily. I am going to invoke Fog of Insects, which is a burst 3. And I believe that does not catch any of my allies.
No, but it does hit 2 enemies.
Exactly. And it is Wisdom versus Fortitude.
Okay, the boggles fortitude is 17. Tabitha's is also 17. So
All right, come on. That's 18 on the boggle and 16 on Tabitha, unfortunately.
darn.
Yeah. Okay.
You have
And
a +1. You're blessed.
I do have a bless. I will take that.
Don't
Yay!
forget that.
Thank you.
The water helped.
And that is
These are wet insects, and they are little tougher.
they're a little
So
angry.
do you just like cough up a bit of water that just like hits there, that little bit extra?
All right. Ooh, 13 points of damage. And on a miss, she does take half damage, so 6. And for the rest of the encounter, all of my defenses are +2.
Nice.
Ooh,
I love that ability.
I like it too.
What kind of bugs do you turn into?
Scarabs,
Scarabs. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
gross Egyptian scarab beetles that everybody cringes at when I mention it in chat.
He's the mummy. He turned
Yeah.
into the mummy beetles.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they are freaking out. Get them off. Get them off. Get them off. But it is Sister Faudever's turn, and she is just still immobilized by Tabitha's icy stare.
But Chloe is on me too, right?
Yeah. She scratched your skin and is trying to get a better hold on your armor.
But she hasn't grabbed me though.
No, she's grabbed you. She's
Okay.
clinging.
All right, I'm grabbed. I just wanted to make sure that I was grabbed.
Yep.
Okay, so that's so annoying. Well, I'm going to use Divine Challenge on Tabitha again, just to keep it going, because Lavender did it on her too. So if we both Divine Challenge her, no matter who she attacks, somebody's going to burn her, which is lovely. So Lavender challenges her, and Sister Faudever looks over and she goes, "No, attack me, sinner!" And so yeah, challenge. And then she looks at Chloe and she's like, "Get off Sister Faudever, dear. Get off of me!" And like she's trying to swat at her without making contact, the way you try to scare a dog, basically. But I'm sure it's probably not working too much. I will, however, make a move check and see if I can break the hold.
Okay, it's 13.
That is it an athletics check or is it just a strength check?
Athletics or acrobatics, either one.
All right, so I got a 15. Does that break it?
Yep.
All right, so she's like, you know how you gently disentangle yourself when the kid's pulling on your hair or something? She does it and she tries to be motherly, but it's just a little bit too, I can't stand this. Get away from me, child. So she's like, and she pushes a little harder and disentangles, challenges. And Chloe's the only one near me, right?
Right.
All right, I'm going to charge the boggle that's in square 11Q and provoke the attack of opportunity, except I can't because I'm immobilized. So, dang it. And I don't have anything but a great sword. So she is going to make an intimidate check on Chloe and try to scare her into backing off. So anyway, and I'm not trained in intimidate. So this is 2. I have a +2 for my charisma, and half my level is 2, so I only have a +4. Ah! Haha! I rolled a natural 20. So 24. So Sister Faudever shakes Chloe off a little roughly, and she turns around and says to her, "Now, dear, we mustn't attack the sister of the church. You'll burn in hell." And then she's like, she looks around like, "Oh, I hope nobody heard that, and I can't believe I said that." But it came out nevertheless.
And everybody, a 20 means everybody's like,
Oh,
I mean, and you hear Lavender go, "Well, she's not wrong."
Okay. And what's Chloe's reaction to my lovely intimidate?
You see, like, if she were in her right mind, she'd be blubbering on the floor. Instead, it's kind of like you've scared a wild animal, and she looks like she's gonna bolt. I mean, she's quivering there. There's still this feral look about her, but it's like just an animal that's like, this prey is not worth it. And she looks like she's gonna bolt.
Okay. Well, that's it. That's me.
All right, Tabitha. Let's see if she gets her sleep back. Nope. But she really likes just keeping you where you are. So
it's a good move.
She's just gonna just look at you, just she's looking as hard as she can. +9s versus will. Ooh. Well, Matt.
Oh no!
Swear word.
Backing it up. Backed up with a 3. Not a critical.
Okay.
But that is 2 hits.
So what does her eye pop out of her head and hit me in the
Yeah, it's one of it dislodges. She shoves it back in.
It's like Mantenna from She-Ra. It's like
So I'll roll for 1 attack and then max damage on the other attack. So 35 psychic.
Oh, she didn't back it up. How did she get max damage?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. She didn't get max damage. So I got to roll.
Hey, DM.
Hey, it.
Yeah, I know. Revenge. Yeah, I know. Revenge.
Okay, so but it's still 2 hits. So 5, 10, 11. 11 plus 14, 25.
That's better than 35. I'll take it.
Yes.
And does she take 4 damage from Lavender?
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Aha!
That's radiant, right?
Yeah.
So what does that look like, Lavender, when you shock her?
It doesn't look like Lavender is paying much attention, but you just see like a bolt of bright gold energy shoot through her.
Very nice.
And as she's looking at Sister Faudever, and it's like, ow! You see her hand go up to her face, like, what the heck was that? But she's just intent, like and you see she's not just looking right at you. She's staring at that sword of yours, like, I don't want that to hit me.
No.
And that would be her turn. Lavender.
Did she stay in the same square?
She did stay in the same square, yeah.
Okay, so Lavender is in L13. And she's in, sorry, give me a second. She's in 15N.
Right.
Can she charge from?
You can't, but you can shift and attack. You gotta move 2 squares to charge.
You have psionic abilities too that you can use from a distance.
That is true. I should have. I'm so sorry, everyone. Planning
No
is
worries.
not
We're all learning our character. No
my
worries.
strong suit. I mean, I should know this by now, to be honest. She actually has mind lock, which honestly sounds like a lot of fun. It's a standard action, and so it is versus her will.
Her will is 19.
Solid. All right, let's roll it. Let's see how we go. I can't see my pink. Oh, there's my pink dice. Okay. That's a 3 + 7, so it's really gonna hit her real good. I know. Okay, and then well, it didn't work like she planned. So instead, she's gonna do divine challenge again.
Okay. So, and you feel as you try to pierce her mind, to do whatever kind of rigmarole you were going to do in her head. There's a lot of chaos in there, and it just it's like, ooh, I don't want to get inside that head. And now it would be the children's turn. Chloe takes the run action twice and runs into the house, slamming the door behind her. So
Okay.
he was sufficiently cowed. Aimer, he looks around like the halfling moved, and who am I gonna go for next? And so I'm just gonna do a nice evens odds for Sister Faudever and Lavender. So Sister Faudever.
Of course.
So Aimer is like, you yelled at my sister. Only he doesn't say that. He just looks like he's mad at it. And he's going to run up and have a big old lunge at you, but he is a clumsy oaf. He almost trips over himself getting to you and doesn't even come close to hitting.
I want to say, why do the children hate her? But I think I already know.
Odelia.
All right. So how do I was a little confused looking up how raging works for the barbarian. Do I have to use a barbarian, like the daily power, to trigger a rage, or can I just say I would like to rage?
You use the daily power, and then the rage lasts till the end of the encounter.
Okay. Shoot, because I don't want to use my daily power yet.
You can rage, but it's not a real rage. It's more just like a mom rage.
Oh, my mom rage is the real rage. I have no idea. I've had quite enough of Miss Tabitha and her behavior, and so I am going to take my harpoon in both hands. If I can find the right sheet, just a minute. Oh, here we go. I take my harpoon in both hands, and I'm just going to go charging at her. And this is Howling Strike, so I am screaming at her, I've had enough of your... Just stop it! And I just run up and just attack her with all that I have. And the more I run over there, the more angry I get, and then just madder and madder until by the time I get there, I just jam that harpoon towards her.
Okay, now normally you wouldn't be able to move because you're grabbed by this boggle, but you find as you go to move that he is very light, like bird bone light, and he just goes along for the ride. Like,
oh, okay.
He's clinging on, so he's still hooked onto you, but so you, I guess you that would put you in square M15 and him in square L15. And so you haven't broken the grab, but you are but charge away.
All right. Oh my word. I really wanted that to work out. That is a 2, so that's 12.
You slipped in your own water. That's what happened.
I've made it a bit muddy now. Yeah, so that's that. It's a 12.
In my head canon, she hit a puddle of water and went woo, like sliding.
Well, and remember, you do still have an action point. So an action point, you can take another standard action if you decide to do that.
But it wouldn't work. It doesn't work like you can just re-roll that one. It would just be a different.
No, but Howling Strike isn't Howling Strike an at will?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
Do it
true.
again. Yeah, just
Okay.
howl away.
But you don't have to use your action point if you don't want to. You can hold on to it. Once you use it, it's gone for the next 2 encounters.
Oh, 2 encounters? I'll hold on to it then.
Okay.
Quarters.
All right. So the boggle is like, but it just clings onto you as you go charging this Tabitha. Tabitha is like, she's so fixated on Sister Faudever that the harpoon coming at her, it's like, whoa, and then she hurries and dodges out of the way. And now we're back up to our friend near Thora, who is being eaten by scarabs. And he's decided he wants to take control of those scarabs. So he's going to attack your will.
Okay.
And that's a 21 versus will.
Dang it. My will is 20.
Is that what? But you have a +2 to all defenses from your power, right?
With my +2, it's a 20.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that.
So
Lulu is shocked.
This is going to look strange because you're in a beast form, right?
No, he is in. Oh wait, no, yeah, he is in bestial form. He's a cloud of locusts.
A cloud of locusts. So there is this boggle suspended in the cloud of locusts, and it's sort of like your mind is shunted aside, and he is now dominating this cloud. Like, ooh, this is different.
Should I hold my character sheet up so you can start looking at it?
No, hopefully someone can do something about that. If not,
Is he riding on the back of a cloud of locusts? Like the worst kind of Santa Claus ever? That's
This
well,
whole
I
thing
don't
is
know
just
what
terrifying.
riding the swarm looks like, but that's what it is. Yeah.
gross druids. Gross.
All right.
This is the second time in the encounter that Thora has just like been removed.
Well, you'll get a
optional?
turn. It just won't be what you wanted it to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So the one clinging on Odelia's back is going to attempt to bite her. He is going to use neck bite. That is a 23 versus reflex.
Oh, that definitely hits.
So he does 18 points of damage as he bites to try and get your jugular. So he's clinging on her, and it is full on like little mini shark teeth, bite with chewing and everything.
Yeah, that definitely, I feel that.
Yeah. All right, and Thora, I didn't realize it was your turn quite so soon. So tell me what your at wills are. You're muted, my friend.
Sorry about that.
Do you have a basic attack at will?
I do have a melee basic attack and a ranged basic attack.
Okay, so it's going to use. Is one of them a beast form power?
I do. It is Savage Rend.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
So the swarm charges toward. Well, let's see. We know it's going to be Sister Faudever, but we'll roll just to make it.
Go ahead. Why not?
No, I roll for it's Lavender.
Yay!
Okay.
I mean, so sorry.
So this swarm comes flying, zooming with a boggle like towards Lavender, and is going to use Savage Rend. So go ahead and Savage Rend Lavender.
Okay, so he moves to M13.
Yeah.
Okay, just to make sure I have my map accurate. All right, Savage Rend. Here we go. That is natural one.
Oh,
Hey.
yay.
So he's a terrible pilot trying to drive these scarabs to Lavender.
But like Lavender presumes it's still Thora because there's nothing to indicate that a giant group of locusts is controlled by a boggle. So she's like, "Good job, man. Good job. Yeah, awesome." Just thinks he's coming over to be like, "Look what I'm doing."
Look, I've got the boggle. I've got it.
Just like, yeah, heck yeah.
And the
So-
boggle's like inside the cloud, like
Yeah, it looks like it's like tackling him, which is like solid work.
So it misses, and there's kind of a growl from inside, and then a poof of as the boggle disappears into one of those vortexes. You don't see where it appears, but you are no longer dominated.
okay.
Just kind of
It's like,
disoriented.
hey, you got rid of them. Heck, man.
So
A bunch of scarabs are like,
Sister Fought a Bear,
Okay, I'm still immobilized, right?
right?
All right. Well, I can't do anything. So the first thing I'm going to do is Divine Challenge Tabitha again. That's a close burst 5, so I can still get her. So she points her great sword at Tabitha, and she says, "Well, you get over here, and I'll teach you a prayer. You come here right this minute. Come here." And that's her Divine Challenge. And then she she can't move, and she looks around, and she's like, "All right, very well then." And she lifts up her sword and goes, "Our Lady of Healing, grant me the power of the 7 Marchers, Saint Bridget, Saint Charlotte, Saint Ramarthia." And then she shouts all the other saints' names, and everybody gets to spend a healing surge.
ooh.
So find your
Just can't
surge value.
remember them.
Yeah, you can't the other one, the one who survived illness.
It's like Saint Dancer, Saint Prancer, Saint
Yeah.
Vixen, Comet.
Every time she shouts out one of the names of the saints, a burst of holy light comes off of her sword and hits you. So find your surge value
Mm-hmm.
and add 8 to it.
Ooh.
Where? Oh wait. Oh, I found it.
Dang.
So you heal your surge value and 8 more.
Wow.
That's what she does
Lavender's surge value is
on your character sheet somewhere.
So when you do that, Tabitha watches this and her eyes go big, and she hisses like it. What you have done has made her so angry.
She's a heathen.
Well, and it's like you cheated. That's what the look on her face, because she still looks like a little girl, and so it's like no fair. You know, it's this look.
So she's a little girl from Los Angeles too.
No
From the Bay.
fair.
From the Bay Area. And she's like, what? Okay.
So she seeing that, she's hurt. She's not bloodied, but she's taken a fair amount of damage, and she you see her take a step back from Odelia, and she holds out her hands like this and starts swirling, almost like she's gonna do like a snow angel. And these leaves just sort of manifest. They're not actual leaves, but they look like leaves. And you see a doorway open, and she just leans back into it and vanishes. It's the strangest looking teleport effect you've ever seen. And as she does that, you hear the other boggle say a very naughty word in Sylvan. Like he is just ticked. And now it would be Lavender's turn.
okay. All right. Lavender is like, oh heck no, you're not leaving. Mind lock on Tabitha.
She left.
Oh, she's gone?
Yeah.
She
Ah.
teleported.
But there is still a boggle.
Gosh dang.
There's a boggle
There
that
is
is
still a boggle.
just bitten Odelia's throat.
And I see that and I respect that. So I go to do mind lock. Realize I was too slow on the uptake. Same arm out, turn, mind lock on that boggle. Alrighty, that's a natural 20. Well,
Nice.
hello. Natural 20, and then I roll a 17. Would you guys
That
like to
backs
see
it
the
up.
17?
That backs it up.
Okay,
Roll
cool.
that die 6.
Alrighty. It's actually a D8 I have.
No,
Or
but
do I
you get
roll
to
a
roll a die 6 to see if it's an insta kill.
Oh, see, I've never done a backed up D20 before, so
Oh.
that's a natural 2.
Hey, but max damage.
All rolling so well, you guys. Good job. We're all doing
Thank
awesome.
you. So it's 1d8 plus 5, so an 8 plus 5 damage.
Yep, 13.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Cheers. So I do that.
What kind of damage is
And-
that? That's in his head, right? That's psychic.
Yes, that is psychic damage. So he locks. He is not able to move
Oh,
at all.
that is dreadful for someone like him.
Psychic damage, and then he's also slowed until the end of my next turn. Sorry, I'll get more. Yeah, he can't shift until the end of my next turn. And then I also have a minor action that I can do. So, why not challenge him too? Sure. I say, you're not Tabitha, but come at me. Got leftover rage.
All right.
Okay. It's now the children. The boy, he goes busting over to get Sister Fadavera again.
He's already there. He doesn't have to bust anywhere. He's already on.
Yeah, but he got, that's a 3.
Oh.
So he's just, ugh, and you are just like this Hulk. I mean, it's like
Just holding your hand against his head.
No, I don't think so.
Well, she's more like a nun, so I think maybe she just keeps lifting a ruler. She's like,
Cross the knuckles.
yeah, exactly, something like that. Ooh, I
Adelia,
wouldn't.
you're up.
Did you say Adelia? Okay, that's what I thought. All right. So Tabitha's gone. Yes.
Yes.
But this boggle that's on me, how do I get him off?
You can make an escape attempt with a move action. That's either an athletics or an acrobatics. Or you can just attack him where he is. And if your power has any move effect with it, then you can get him off that way.
All right. Then I will do Howling Strike again as I so I'm trying to envision how this would look. So if I moved up a square, that would be movement. Could I do Howling Strike to then turn back and go after him?
You don't have to move to use Howling Strike. You can do it where you are.
All right, I'll just do it right where I am and scream, "Get off my back!" Ah! Come on. Roll above a 4. That's the highest roll I've done so far.
Big money.
All right, 26.
That's a hit.
Beautiful.
And that will do. See, I need one of these and one of these. 17 damage.
Okay.
Ow.
So
I'm not playing now.
are you using your harpoon to do that?
Yes. With 2
So
hands.
you go like and just stab this over your head. Well, it was a good hit. It went right through his throat, and you're just sort of like, you've got now bottle on a stick as he goes slack. on the end of your harpoon.
All right, she skewers him, and Sister Faudever goes, "Oh, like how violent!" Like I mean, we're all fighting with weapons here, but she skewered him like a kebab.
Guys, look what I caught.
Oh, I'm mad now. I have no more time for her judgment. I'm just ignoring her entirely.
Good plan, always.
Okay, so at the back up to the top with our Boggle who dominated. He's going to choose not to return to the fight. 'Cause at the end, when he can appear in any square within 10, he chooses to do that in 10 squares away and then use his movement to double move because we're terrifying. Well, I mean, y'all are terrifying. So the only real enemy left is the boy who can't seem to hit the broadside of a barn. So he's pretty much just gonna wear himself out, and that's exactly what happens with these kids. Is that they within about a minute, he falls to near unconsciousness and goes into this sort of lulling stupor, like he's the adrenaline, whatever is driving him has worn off, and he's just exhausted.
Can I make a heal check to see if he either needs care or what has happened to him, or?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, can Lavender do the same? Like, try and see, like, is he gone? Can he be recovered?
I got a 21.
Is that a religion check?
That's heal.
Are you trained in heal?
Check. No, I was gonna ask Bahara. When in doubt, ask it out. Healing is +2, so that's a 13.
So I'm doing an examination, and you're like, give him laudanum.
You're saying, Bahara, let me show up this sister.
I like pull out my like propaganda book. I'm like, in the name of Bahara, you appear to be unconscious.
That's great.
He
needs cocaine. Give him this.
Well, that's not far from the truth. You can tell.
Oh, damn.
He's addicted to some kind of drug. You find in his pockets this powdery lilac substance, with the thing that was on his tongue and on his lips, and you don't know what it is, but as you smell it, you're thinking this is what induced this euphoric feeling that caused the giggling, followed by manic aggression and then fatigue. And based on how quickly he went through that process, he's well into addiction.
She looks so angry when she pulls that out of his, and she takes that out and she looks at it like it's a devil, and she throws it to the ground, just about as angry as you've seen her, and then will attempt to treat him with whatever way is possible. I'm assuming he needs lots of water. And
Lavender will scoop it back up. Like, let's not leave that around for other children to find.
If it were Aelin, she'd be like, I wonder if I want to.
Can I try?
yeah.
Probably like stuffs it in a backpack for Aelin to find next time. Like, here.
Okay, we need to treat the parents, right? Because when we went in there, the parents were zonked out too, right?
Parents were zonked out, but what you rolled really high on your heal check, that they're under the effects of some other kind of substance, and it's going to take either a concoction with rare ingredients to wake them properly or remove affliction. It's not going to be as simple as or waiting it out and hoping they come to. But they're essentially in a coma. They're not just asleep, they're in a coma.
Okay. So she picks up Amer and carries him to the house. And the whole time she's picking him up, she's talking to everyone, assuming they're following her. And if nobody follows her, she keeps talking anyway. And she starts telling everybody it's a drug. And she says, I don't know the spell to remove the effects of the drug. They're going to have to heal naturally. And I don't have the ingredients with me.
Okay, is Thora still in beast form? Like, is there still a school of locusts just following after the sister?
I didn't want to interject, but yes, Thora reconstitutes.
Like Lavender's like reached out to help the locust and then she's like, oh no.
It just
Ew.
kind of like like, and it just like takes the form of Thora, and then it just like kind of shifts. It's like blinking. It forms like a shape, and then it turns back into Thora.
Wait, is there one of your locusts that's like a toe, and then one of them's like an eye? Like if I step on one of the locusts, do you just?
I actually haven't tested that yet, so I'm
We
not
should.
100% sure. Okay, no.
Yeah.
The
And-
Baharan scientist would like to experiment on you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Though occasionally,
once.
like after
One
he
toe.
reforms, like one comes out of the robe and then just like kind of crawls down the robe.
There's just like a little part of your bicep missing that just like rolls back into place. Like, sorry guys,
like,
I was slow.
oh man,
Don't mind me.
Get back into place. Well, you know what you did. He is
Dang
going
it,
to
Jerry,
follow.
why are you late again?
Thora is going to follow after Sister Fadaver. And as she's talking about how she doesn't have like the components necessary to heal these people, he's like, I don't think I have anything available, but I would like to check on the other child, make sure that they're okay.
She nods. And she says, we need to get to the town quickly to see if they have what I need.
Odelia is going to. She would have hurried right into the house to check on the other little girl.
And you find her under a bed, like completely zonked out. Like she was worn out too, but it's hit her harder.
I'm gonna gently pull her out and see if there's a bed that I can just tuck her and her brother into.
Yeah.
Under the bed. Where is the bed?
Odelia, could you check and make sure that
Look,
see if she has any of the substance with her?
Oh yes.
Oh,
I
good
check her
call.
pockets. Check her pockets as well.
So this substance is addictive, sister.
Yeah.
Should
She
we
says-
be concerned about them going through withdrawals? Should we actually take these kids with us just in case?
Are they in withdrawal? I mean, how far out of the drug would they have to be before they went into withdrawal?
You would say by how emaciated they are and how quickly they went through the whole process, they'll go through withdrawal. Yeah, they'll be sick. Mm-hmm.
So can we not
Yeah.
safely leave them then?
You could risk it, but
Do I think restore vitality might help them at least for a little bit?
any kind of curing magic might relieve it temporarily, but they need treatment.
They need actual medicine, not just injuries healed.
I think we should take them with us.
We better go into the town. Maybe they have family there that could help take care of them too.
Surely the family would have checked on them by now, Adelia. I
don't know.
Sister Fadaver says, I think we need to go to the town to see if I can get the ingredients for their medicine and then hurry back as quickly as we can. We'll move faster if we're not carrying them.
I'll stay with them.
Sister Fadaver says, well, maybe one of us should stay. Well, if anyone should stay, I suppose, well, I have to get the medicine. I suppose you could stay here. That would be fine. And then she looks over.
Thank you for your permission, sister.
She looks over at Odelia and then she wrings out part of her robe.
You're welcome for that.
Over the sink.
You're welcome.
Like that.
Yeah, Lavender's like taking blankets off like another bed somewhere and is just like drying herself off and then like passes it to Thora, like, here.
Thora takes it and he's like, I'm actually okay. My bugs were wet, but I'm fine.
Yeah, I should get that. That looks handy.
Okay.
How does it not transmute into sweat or water?
The bugs?
I'm not sure if I've got sweat on me or water right now, to be honest. It was a long battle.
Thora looks confused.
Okay. So,
you wanted to take them with you. There is a cart.
Oh.
If you look at the map, there is a cart next to the stable.
Is there a horse
as well?
You go look in the stable. Want to check it out?
Yeah.
I'll go with her.
Find a horse. You find an old nag, a mule, but like a plowing mule.
All right. So I get the horse hitched up immediately, and she says, "We'll take them with us. It's just safer if we all stay together."
Yeah. I
says-
bundle them up in blankets.
And she looks at Lavender and says, "I don't want to leave you here with wicked fey creatures running about, and you've no holy water use on them."
I do have holy water, but
Well, nevertheless,
Are you taking the parents too?
yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a good idea to leave. They're all OD'd, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
so.
Thora is the last to leave, and he like tries to lock the door. He's like, I don't want anyone coming in and taking their things. It's just like he's trying to lock the door, but he doesn't have a key, so he's just like,
Yeah, we've like
okay.
stolen them and their children, but like heaven forbid anyone take their blankets. Like, oh no.
Yeah. She might have a really nice pot.
She's got the secret bread recipe. The whole village relies on it.
All right. So
he's
will you
very
all
nice,
roll
he's just not very
history?
bright.
A history check?
History. Oh boy, this is not gonna be good.
I have an intelligence of 9. So I have a plus
Uh,
1.
I'm pretty decent.
Oh!
I have a +8, so
I got a
14
natural
plus
20.
8.
Natural 20.
Dang.
Well,
That cancels out my 1.
22.
22.
There it is.
Okay, so
15.
What'd you get, Odelia?
15.
15. Okay, so Odelia, you're and you, Thora.
I got a 1.
Okay, so you know nothing.
Nope.
Sorry.
I got the door closed.
You think
I
East
did it.
River, you expect to walk into this town and find it full of dwarves, maybe the occasional orc living in harmony. I mean, that you don't know where we are geographically. Odelia, what you know of East River is just a little bit. It's a small town on the edge of the Republic. It's small enough that it might not even feature prominently, except that it provides an immense amount of lumber to the Republic. And the greater region around East River is geographically advantageous because of large cliffs. It's a pretty safe from outside threat. The other two of you, like Sister Faudever, even though she's kind of a dummy, she was paying so much attention in geography class that
She thought it was going to be on the test.
Yeah. The people of East River are known for being very hardy, as nearly all of the citizens spend at least some time doing hard physical labor. We're talking like lumberjack competitions and all that kind of stuff. It's not that they ignore the other virtues of Vestera, but they value commerce and protection above all. Their version, I don't want to say version sounds like they don't worship the same Vestera, but their iconography tends to have her look a little more like a beefy defender as opposed to like a hopeful mother or something.
Lavender likes them.
Mm.
There's no Night Lord. There's no Night Lord that lives in East River. The Night Lord lives between East River and Ironmead. And then Sister Faudever, you're the only one who knows this. You know that Hope Master Gwendolyn is known for her unwavering protection of others. There's a story. This is probably where you would have heard tale of her having been gored by a wild boar to protect a young squire, and that she still has a slight limp from the incident, but she is not a slight woman by any means, and an able warrior.
So she's telling everybody everything the whole way. If it went into her head, it's coming out of her mouth.
And Lavender's just nodding, like she's like, yeah.
She's on permanent nodding while she psychically tones out my voice. Like,
while Thora's thinking, this is not the same East River I thought it was.
Yeah.
Wait, but Lavender is sending thoughts to Aelin so that she also has to suffer and listen to Sister. Like everything. She's like, remember this? That's right. That's what you left me in.
yeah.
Thora's like, The last time I was here, it was more like a West River.
And she's also making passive-aggressive judgmental statements about Hope Master Gendolin, wondering why any family is on drugs under her care. I'm sure she'll have an explanation. I can't imagine she's ignorant of it. I don't know why she allowed it to get this far, but I'm sure we'll find out, and just et cetera, et cetera.
Sister, judging others for their addictions is hardly wise.
She says, I'm not judging their addiction, but it's part of our stewardship to care for everyone's health. Just wondering why we allowed these people to fall to such wreck and ruin. But I'm sure the Hope Master will have an explanation. She's a lovely woman, very robust.
But
I'm sure she has a reason why she's fallen down upon her duties.
yeah, Lavender was like pressing for that. She's like, spill the tea. Come on, sister.
As you guys enter the town proper, you are struck with the lack of activity on the streets. You would expect this, like a typical Best-Terran city, for there's a strong sense of community. Children playing. Yeah, there's a nice little map of East River.
Cool. Thanks, John.
And you also catch a strong odor, and that's another thing you don't find in Best-Terran cities. They're good at disposing of their waste. It's not like people are dumping their chamber pots just out the window, and yet that's exactly the kind of bad stench that you have here. It's not overpowering, but it's sort of like you walk through and think, man, someone take out the garbage. It kind of strikes you as like the same kind of messiness that you saw with the whole vandalized trees. I mean, the same thing. It's general disarray, a lack of order that in this industrious town is very out of place.
Okay, and she's going, and where is the village council in all this? I'd like to know. What a mess.
During like this entrance, Thora is like checking the temperature of the kids. Just like if they start fussing, he like tries to make sure that they stay comfortable.
Just pinch their nose and close their mouth for a few seconds to get them to
just long enough for them to stop struggling.
Lavender is looking for a pattern to the vandalism. Are there like certain businesses that are being attacked? Is there a mark somewhere?
No.
Or does it just look chaotic and random?
It doesn't. It's the city itself is not actually vandalized. The vandalism that you saw on the way here, where it was just kind of a lazy mistreatment of things. That's what you see. It's like the grass hasn't been cut, and the smell is what you first catches onto. Like that it's that they're not properly disposing of their trash and their sewage.
Sorry, I misunderstood. Okay, so everything just looks like it's been uncared for. There's nothing that looks cared for.
Not really, no. And
can I tell how long that would have been going on for? Like, is it piled up massively, or is it just like a small pile?
No, it doesn't look like it's been more than a couple of weeks at the most.
This makes me nervous. It looks like maybe what was happening on the farm might be happening here too.
All right, Sister Faudever blanches when you say that. Like the idea that everywhere here is as messed up as the farm, and she's like, oh, like,
yeah. So you guys, if you look at the map, you guys are coming from the east, and so you would be entering, like, pretty much in that northeast corner and reaching the market. That open market, again, you would expect it to be bustling, and there are vendors there, but they aren't even being very. It's kind of like
they're not barking.
Yeah, they're sitting at a stool eating their own fruit. I mean, they're. It's like, oh yeah, hey, there's just this casualness to it that is very atypical. The few shoppers that are there are kind of They have a general apathy and aren't bustling like you'd expect shoppers to be.
Can Lavender do a detect reason on them?
Yeah. As you look around, you see there's reason there. It's not that they've lost their sense or their logic, but if I were to describe it in terms of color, it would be, instead of them being vibrant, it's dull. Not stupid dull, like I'm a dummy, but like a sense of apathy, as opposed to, well, it might be more logical to do this, but I just don't really care that much.
The color beige strikes again.
Can we see the church from here?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Maple.
I was just going to say, she tells the group that that's what they look like, and sort of shares that concern with Sister.
She says, it doesn't make sense. This is one of the most industrious towns on this side of the Republic. Everybody's suddenly struck by a fit of laziness? That doesn't make any sense.
There's no stories in your lore about this happening to people?
Can we make religion checks or arcana checks to see if we...
Yeah. Either one.
Oh, I rolled a 1. I did not pay attention in school that day.
I rolled a 16 and I have plus 11. So
sure that wasn't going to be on the test.
That was your arcana?
What are we rolling?
Religion. But do we have to roll arcana? Because I will happily, because that's plus 13. So sure.
Yeah.
I'll take arcana.
With arcana, as you kind of you first used your sense, your divine sense of looking at them, and then you think, I'm going to look at this from an arcanist point of view, and you start looking as if like detect magic, and you see some faint auras on some of the items that are for sale, but you don't. Nobody's under the effect of any kind of spell. And as you start to think about recalling stories or tales, it's you've never heard of anything this widespread.
Okay.
Why a whole town would be just, they're not giving up. They're still going about things, but there's a fraction of the number of people you'd expect to be at the market, and those that are there are not very eager. So as you guys are kind of taking stock of the situation, you see coming around the corner a couple of just blades. Remember, the just blades are kind of the knights that serve as sort of a city guard, and they approach. They're not with any kind of menace, just sort of a cordial but stiff greeting as they take note of your appearance, because there are no other halflings in the vicinity, nor are there elves. So between the only one that doesn't raise an eyebrow is probably Sister Faudever, because they could think that she's just another knight.
Lavender stares back.
She looks totally irate at their appearance so casually, and if one of you doesn't say something, she's probably going to accuse them of not doing something to help.
Gentlemen. Thora sees this and he's like, gentlemen.
Do you clamp her mouth shut when you say that?
Not quite. He's seen her do it before. I'm sure he knows how to.
It was more of like his staff just kind of like peeks in front of her eyes. So like it just like, and then just enough that like distraction. Like it's.
And I like to imagine like Lavender's like, yeah, Thora needs to say something and covers her mouth for him. Just like, yeah, got it.
So these two gentlemen, one of them looks to be in his early 20s. He's fairly young, while the other looks about mid 30s. Both are well built with dark hair. The older has a well groomed full beard. But what you notice about them, they're not sluggish, but you see they both have really dark circles around their eyes, and there's a like. Their salute is sort of like it's just I don't want to say lazy, but it's just tired, weary.
Yeah. Gentlemen, it looks like you haven't slept in some time. What's going on?
Excuse me. Who are you, outsiders? Welcome to East River. Do you have business here in the city? Can I direct you somewhere?
We stopped at a small farm outside of the city, and we found children who needed assistance, and their parents who needed assistance. We brought them to town to try and find some medical supplies and maybe a little assistance on what may have happened. But I apologize for just immediately checking on you, but you don't seem well. Is there something you need? Is there something wrong?
Well, it probably wouldn't be proper for us to speak to strangers about such a thing. And he actually turns his head to Sister Faudever, noting that she is unabashedly wearing what would identify her as a not
Priest.
just a worshiper, but as a clergy. And he says, "Sister, is it a faithful of the
Lavender awkwardly takes her hand off Sister's mouth, like,
Okay, she turns to you and says, "Do you have any idea how many diseases are spread by hand and mouth?"
oh, sorry.
And she says, "Don't do that, please." And she bows to them and she says, "Sister Faudever, Hope Maiden of Lair, can you, well," and she looks at Thora and she says, "Well, I'm sure we can see what's wrong here. What I'd like to know is how it all happened. How you've let your town fall to wreck and ruin, and where is the Hope Master?"
Says, "Oh, the Hope Master. Well, the Hope Master's at the chapel. If are you come to help against the nightmare creatures?"
Is that, we'd heard that there were nightmares here come to life, right?
Yeah, that was the rumor.
And she says, "Well, we've just run into some nightmares in the farm outside of the town." And she points back to the cart and she says, "These people are terribly ill." And she says, "We're happy to engage in whatever nightmare problems you have, but can you direct us to the Hope Master? They need tending."
Well, I would guess you'd probably find the Hope Master just at the chapel. If you're here to fight to help us against the nightmare creatures, you should probably at some point present yourselves to Knight Commander, and you can tell he can't. It's like he's struggling to remember it. The younger one says, "Lane." Oh yeah. He's at Grestwald. It's the large hall that has the barracks just on the other side of the river. You should probably
Lavender. Sorry.
Good.
Okay. Can Lavender just interrupt, like Maple did very rudely, and be like, take out the drugs that she had in her pocket. And are you are there nightmare creatures interrupting with your sleep?
Yes, that's the problem. We're all we haven't gotten the sleep that we need.
You're not recommending anything for people to fall into sleep, are you?
No, the only thing that's helped people with the nightmares is a tea that you can get down at the tavern. But I think Hope Master Gendelin was trying to work on a solution too, but she's been afflicted herself.
Okay.
So
And Lavender holds out the purple powder. Is this the tea that's being sold?
no, can't say I've ever seen that before.
What do you mean by nightmares? What nightmares are you're not sleeping? We heard that there was something worse than not sleeping going on. What kind of nightmares are you all having?
Well,
Nightmare creatures, sister.
yeah,
Yes.
that's the scary thing. It's sort of like, well, when it first happened to me, I was dreaming of an uncle I had. This is really personal, but I'm telling you because you're with the church and all. But he used to beat me, and in my dream I saw him, and when I woke up, it was like he was there with a rod and started beating me. I mean, there were welts. I had marks, but luckily we were I was in the barracks, and so some others were able to take him down. But it was when we took him down, he kind of just turned into some misty smoke and went away.
She
But
looks at Lavender.
We all saw it.
She
Don't
looks
you
at
see what's
Lavender.
happening, sister? You understand, don't you?
Is it magic? Is this a spell? I mean,
It doesn't matter what it is. These people have tried to keep themselves awake. The children were obviously overdosed on these drugs because they're terrified of what happens when they fall asleep. The parents must have done the same, and now they're stuck in sleep. This is
So-
probably some kind of black market option that these people are selling to avoid the nightmares.
are you
There's-
suggesting that they're taking drugs to stay awake instead of praying?
Yes, they're terrified.
No,
These people must be terrified. Thora, you
tea
understand,
doesn't-
right?
The tea
Odelia?
doesn't keep us awake. The tea doesn't keep us awake. It just makes it so.
I'm
that we
not
don't
suggesting
dream
this is the tea. What I'm suggesting is that there's a black market going around. This is a drug, right?
Maybe not this, but maybe somebody's selling the purple stuff as a solution. That's
Yeah.
outside
Or
that,
something else.
If this tea isn't working for you, then try the purple powder stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
gracious lady, protect us.
Yeah, these children must be horrified. Their parents have been asleep, so they've done nothing but take these drugs, and then they got addicted. But of course, they're children. They don't know the consequences.
Poor dear.
Exactly.
That's awful. Lavender is horrified. Lavender will remember this.
So if you're here to help, should I tell the Knight Commander you'll be stopping in, or
Didn't
Where
we?
were you
Yes.
go-
Didn't
where
wasn't
you-
there not a knight commander of East River? Didn't you say that from the history check we'd made that they didn't have a
No
knight
Night
commander?
Lord,
Knight Lord?
but Knight Commander.
Yeah.
They don't have a Night Lord, but they have a Knight Commander.
So just like that. When I think that's the name of the kind of the squad captain
Okay.
is the Knight Commander. Yeah. Knight Commander Lane.
All right. Well, Sister Fadavera says she thinks we need to head to the chapel before we head to the knight commander. Or we
Yeah, I
split
think
up.
we'll head to the chapel first. I was going to stick together and then go after we've seen the chapel.
That sounds like a good idea.
A hope master should be able to cast the remove affliction ritual. She'll be able to help these people. Although if numerous people are taking this drug, she may have run out of the components that she needs to perform the ritual.
Maybe we could split up. I and someone else will head down to the tavern, find out if they know of other solutions for this issue.
I'd be willing to join you.
I have a send message, so if I find anything out, I can, send thoughts.
Cool. Oh, Thora can send an animal messenger. Find Thoughts has like a 20 square distance, doesn't it?
Yes,
What's
it
the-
does.
Yeah.
How small is this town? I'm used to a small country place.
It's 20
A
squares.
little
wide.
farm with my grandma.
I can literally be like, "Go, little beetle friend," and it's just like.
All right, so Thora can send an animal messenger if he learns anything. So Odelia and I will go to the chapel then.
That sounds fine.
Okay. Well,
Are you staying with the children? Are
Well,
they
they'll
all
go with you to the chapel, right?
Oh,
Because
okay.
they're in the cart.
Good.
yeah.
I just didn't want them to be left behind or anything.
Oh no, we're taking the horse and the cart straight to the chapel in case she can heal them.
Good.
Yeah, I don't plan on
Okay.
hauling the cart here just to be like, good luck in the street, kiddos. Off we go.
Bye.
Lavender and Thora, you're going where?
To the
Uh,
tavern with the tea.
Okay. To
Well, there's the Badgerhead Burrow Tavern and the Windy Inn and Tavern.
They have 2 taverns in this tiny little town. No wonder they're not getting anything done. Just saying.
Well, one on each side of the river.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, because you don't have to walk across the street for a drink. I can respect that. Okay, so
Or get back home. I mean,
Yeah.
what?
All right, so we hightail it, and she says, "Well, very well. We'll meet you at the tavern, or you can meet us at the chapel. Whoever finishes first. Good luck. Goddess go with you."
You too.
And she says, "Odelia, do you want to get up into the cart, or
Oh yes, I'll take care of the wee ones.
okay?" And then she grabs the horse and, not as gently as she probably should, Thora, pulls the horse in the direction of the chapel.
Yeah.
Lavender gives Thora a look like, oh, we should teach her. That's
There is an actual palpable moment that Lavender sees where there is actually, for just a second, a flash of pure rage across his face, and then it's deleted. Like, you watch him go, it's fine.
Lavender's like, I respect that. I like the anger. Okay.
You're an elf, right? That's right. You're like, yeah. She doesn't talk to the horse. She just pulls on it.
Yeah, that's what made him mad.
Yeah.
So outside the chapel, you get there fast because it's not far from the marketplace. Outside the chapel, you see an older gentleman who is hoeing haphazardly at a garden area that obviously doesn't need any more hoeing. And he barely glances up at you as he passes. When I say older, I mean he's probably somewhere mid-60s. So he's not ancient, but he's looks like a caretaker, but like he's not really interested in what he's doing. The door to the chapel is closed, but there's no reason you couldn't just walk right in if you wanted.
Well, she does. She stops the horse right there, and she goes thumping up the steps of the chapel, like boots slamming on there, and she's not going to throw the doors open, but she doesn't open them gently. And she calls out really loudly, "Hope Master Gendolin!"
We'll just stay here and wait for you then. Good luck.
So
Bye.
you find her, and she is there. Like she kind of comes right up to where you are at the front. She's broad-shouldered woman who looks to be in her late 30s, early 40s. She has a soft, kind face with large brown eyes, but it's a contrast to her build, which is almost brawny. And she says, "I am Gendolin, Hope Master of Bestera. How may I be of aid?" And she has those same kind of dark circles that she looks like she's very tired, and hasn't taken. Her hair is still done up. You know, she's still trying to take care of herself, but she looks weary.
Okay.
She says, and when she gets a good look at you, she says, "Oh, and who might you be?"
Okay, she falls down to one knee and makes the sign of the shield after touching her head. And she falls down to one knee and curtsies and stands back up and says, "I am Sister Fadaver, Paladin of the Hope Maidens. And you are Hope Master Gendolin. I'm very pleased to meet you. There are some ill people are desperately in need of a remove affliction ritual. Might you come see to them before we discuss how you've watched the entire town fall into wreck and ruin?"
She says, she runs out there, follows you out to the cart, and she looks at very concerned. She says, what has happened to them?" And she's looking them over too. She's doing just a cursory examination. But
I knew the name of the drug, didn't I?
You knew the name of the drug that was used on the parents, not the one on the kids.
All right, so she says they've overdosed on purple smack or whatever it's called. What is it called? She says the children have overdosed on purple dust. I don't know what afflicts the parents, but they're drugged as well. Horribly so. If they don't get a remove affliction ritual, I'm afraid they're going to fall into withdrawals. And they might not survive that. We found them on a farm outside the town. You do know there's garbage all over the town. And Lavender thinks, and she just talks like she knows who Lavender is. And she says, and Lavender is absolutely positively sure that people are using the drug to stay awake, which means you've probably got more drugged people in the town. And this is Odelia.
Hi.
Pleased to meet you. And she's looking at the parents. She's like, they sleep but won't wake. And she turns and she shouts, and you're like dang, like she could call out orders across a battlefield. And she yells, Bastina, fetch Ardain at once. And you see this spry girl who looks to be in her early 20s. I mean, she looks like a tall gymnast. And she's like, Hope Master? And you can see she's wearing the robes of a cleric, and she says, Fetch Ardain. And she runs off to go inside. And then she just continues with her examination. And she says, Are you the ones who received my message that we were suffering with nightmares?
She says, I'm Bestera's representative to the Divine Fellowship. This is Odelia. She didn't arrive in time to participate, but I believe that she wishes to belong as well.
Yes, I am from Moiris. Moiris sent me. That's what I'm trying to say. Moira sent me.
Yes, she serves the ocean goddess.
All the water, not just oceans. I mean, that water that you're still shaking off, that's her too. You're welcome.
Water everywhere. Yes.
It is wonderful to have you here. Did the council only send 2?
Oh no, Lavender and Thora went to the inn to speak with the captain of the Just Blades, or the commander of the Just Blades. They'll be back. She's a priestess of Vahara, and he's a druid. He turns into disgusting. Anyway, yes. She says, we're here to help.
Wonderful. I sent Torvus, one of the young clerics, to seek aid from the south. He left on a river raft a few days ago. Remy, and she motions to the old man hoeing, she says, he and Bastina have stayed here to help where they can, though old age seems to be hitting Remy hard and fast these days. And she's just kind of talking as she examines, and you just see fret and worry on her face. She says, the nightmares, I'm afraid I've been afflicted with them as well. She says, they take shape. It seems like the stronger the will or the mind of the dreamer, the more likely they are to appear in the real world, and they have to be destroyed.
Well, that sounds dreadful.
Oh, it is, and it's bad. So this, as she's talking, the young woman comes out with another gentleman. He is wearing a simple black and red robe that's cinched with a cord at his waist. His black hair is cut short, and he has a well-groomed goatee. On his head is a picture like a big yarmulke. It's just a very round
a skull cap.
Mm-hmm. He carries a simple shepherd's crook in his hand, and he comes and steps next to the Hope Master, and he says, "What is the matter, Hope Master?" And she says, "Please examine them, Ardain." And then she turns and said, "This is Ardain DeFore. He's a shepherd of the night. He's been in the town helping where he can." And he's looking them over and says, "Yes, I was in Ironmead to the north when I heard of nightmares afflicting the people of East River. I've dealt with dream problems before and thought I could help. What ails them, unfortunately, has been beyond my power. Strangely, the herbal remedies fashioned by Mrs. Rainville have proven more effective than my meager skills." And then you see Bastina's like, "But never mind."
What's a shepherd of the night? Do we know what that is?
You can make a religion check or a history check.
Well, it's not going to be history. Oh, natural 20. That's a 30 total.
I know nothing. I rolled a 2.
That's like my third natural 20 since we've been playing. My dice are on fire.
So, a shepherd of the night is the name of the clergy of Shykraz, who is the goddess of nightmares, and is also typically associated with fear, and madness.
Great.
This-
John is interested. Thora is not.
what did Odelia get on her check?
Not good for.
Yeah, she's thinking that he tends sheep and not during the daytime.
There are wolves. They need a good night shepherd.
Okay, Sister Faudever looks at him and looks at Odelia and is sputtering and is evil,
Night shepherds.
evil.
He doesn't look evil. He looks like a shepherd.
He worships the god. Are you a priest? Are you an anti-paladin? I detect evil
You detect evil?
publicly. Like, she says, "Are you evil?" And then she concentrates and raises her hands.
Oh no, her two like restrainers are in another section of the town.
Okay,
I'm still new here. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do in this situation.
you what you feel from him is lawful good.
In a pig's eye.
So
Okay.
yeah, you detect evil, and it's like, wow, his aura is it's just like mine. and
It
and
might be cleaner. That makes her self-conscious.
he's looking them over, and he says, a common misconception, I'm afraid. We shepherds get a negative association because of fables and wives' tales and other religious nonsense.
Perhaps it's because you worship evil, nightmares, madness.
He says, we do not worship nightmares or madness. We treat them, we recognize them, we study them, which is what makes me so effective at helping, usually.
See, I told you it was nice.
Sister Faudever looks at Odelia like
Because he says these people don't seem to be afflicted by any of the same kinds of problems that we typically seeing with these living nightmares. I think I would suggest that that perhaps you go to Mrs. Rainville, and some of her herbs might be brewed that would wake the parents. As for the children, I would imagine your examination is even better than mine. It seems they're addicted to something, and we'll just have to go through the natural healing process of overcoming withdrawals. Do you have any of the drug that they've been taking?
Lavender had it, right?
Yeah, our friend has it. We can bring it
Lavender
later.
doesn't believe his nonsense. She can't hear it, but she's mad.
I know the name of the kid's drug though, so I tell it. What is the name? It's Purple Smack. What's it called? Like
It's milfoil viburnum. It is
milfoil.
milfoil viburnum. And what you know about it is that because you rolled high enough, it's made from the ground petals of a lilac-colored flower that does not grow this far north, not even by a long shot. It is a very exotic flower. So for the drug to be here it's really worrisome.
Okay, so she tells her, him and her, mostly she's talking to the Hope Master. It's milfoil viburnum. The children on milfoil viburnum. I don't know what the adults have taken. How long has this been going on? How long have these nightmares been manifesting? And when did you arrive?
Okay, he raises an eyebrow, and you see him kind of smirk. He says, I assure you, sister, there is no correlation between the two. As I told you, I was in Ironmeat when I received word that the city was already afflicted. And the Hope Master Gemblin says, yes, the nightmares did start some time before Ardain came.
That's so nice that you could get here so fast. Look, he got here faster than us, Sister Faudever.
Sounds like a handy cover for transporting drugs.
Okay.
Who said
Odelia
that?
says that, and Sister Faudever just goes, Marge Simpson.
The Hope Master says, I do believe you're right, sister. Remove affliction will save the children from having to go through the difficulty of the withdrawals. As for the parents, I'm inclined to accept Ardane's judgment that the herbs that Mrs. Rainville has been providing at the tavern will probably be the best option here. In any case, if your friends have gone to the tavern, these people will be safe here with me. And so Ardane, who wasn't there when you first talked about the rest of the party, he says, "So who are these other people you're mentioning? The other members of your troop?"
Oh no, when Odelia and I came alone, we just met some people along the way.
And Hope Master says, "Dear."
And she's so obviously lying. I mean, I'm gonna make a check with disadvantage. It's like, it's not a good lie. It's like an 8. And she's like, "Oh, Odelia and I came alone." And then she turns to the Hope Master and says, "You can remove affliction, so I can leave them in your care?"
"Surely, yes."
All right. She takes Odelia by the hand and says, "Well, we need to go off and visit the grass lady who's giving out the lovely tea. Shouldn't we? Say goodbye, Odelia." And she drags her down the street.
Bye. It was lovely to meet you. Good luck with all your nightmares and terrible things and things.
So that remind me, Lavender and Thora, are you headed to the tavern or to meet with the Knight Commander?
The tavern.
Right? Okay. So we will pick up with you guys headed to the tavern in 2 weeks. And
No.
that brings us to the close of our episode before Matt's computer dies on us.
Yeah.
But
sorry, I've left my power cord at home.
we like to end Holy Rollerz with a thought we call Consider This. And tonight, Lulu has our Consider This.
I do, and I sort of based my Consider This off, I don't know if those in America have seen it, but the New South Wales bushfires are a really big topic in Australia at the moment. And a Christian called Israel Follou decided to blame the bushfires on those who have had abortions, non-Christians, and those of the LGBTQ community. And I, as a Christian, thought that was a really horrendous way to interpret the Bible. And wanted to bring a quote from Psalm 145. "The Lord is gracious and full of compassion. He is slow to anger and great in mercy. The Lord is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works." I just wanted to encourage everyone to remember that you can find negativity wherever you look. You can find it in the Bible, you can find it in a God, or you can find it in a game show. And it's important just to always reflect back on your relationship with God himself, if you have one, or your own morality, and try not to put blame for natural disasters on others.
I love it. I think it's a great idea. Tommy, I don't know if you remember when that tornado touched down in Salt Lake City not too long ago, and people were going, "It's God's wrath on the Mormons," and we were like, okay. Like, it's funny how quickly, yeah. That's a great
awful.
scripture. It's a great scripture. But I think I of all the things I have remembered Jesus saying, I never remembered him giving a commandment to identify whose fault a natural disaster is.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and yet we do it. It's amazing. Praises be you.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. So.
And the thing I've noticed with natural disasters, as devastating and sometimes associated with tragedy, they also tend to bring out the best in humanity. We bicker and argue and complain, and then disaster hits and people come together and work things out and serve and do good. And so I'm thinking, well, sure, blame God. God caused this natural disaster to bring people together and give them opportunities to serve. If you want to blame God for that, then I think, well, that's the kind of God I want to believe in, one that's going to do things to to teach and to strengthen and to build faith and build unity among his children. And so it's a much more palatable concept than God hates these people, so he's going to give them bad things. That doesn't make sense to me at all.
I think that's a really beautiful sentiment that a lot of positivity comes from natural disasters. I really like that.
Mm-hmm. And always remember that there is a kind of a herd mentality when it comes to negativity. So when you see something awful happen and you see a lot of people jumping and blaming people, examine your own thoughts, because you don't want to get caught up on a bandwagon that you don't want to be on. So just make sure to reflect on your reaction and make sure that it's actually your reaction, not just what everyone keeps telling you.
That's such a good thing to remember. I think we live in such a grab your torches and pitchfork age.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, people feel good and powerful about jumping on those negative bandwagons, but that's just not constructive ever.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, Tommy. I mean, I don't love the bandwagons. I love that thought, because I think the point is, if we don't want to be part of the spreading of hate, we look inward first. And I know I need to do that more. So I think that's great.
Which we see this a lot on online culture today with cancel culture, which is, hey, one person doesn't like this person, and then 2 people don't like this person, then 4, then 16, and it grows out of control until this person's existence is deemed irredeemable.
I agree. And I also think a lot of time with cancel culture, the reasons why that person is negative or has to be canceled seem to become less and less understood the more the people jump on.
Yeah, the person never has a chance to explain or grow. Like, so many things I've noticed are like things from really long ago in their past, and they aren't allowed an opportunity to say, and I mean, some of them might not feel this way, but a lot of them would probably say, that was me 20 years ago. I'm not the same person now. But there's no room in the dialogue nowadays for people to be able to make their case and have a real conversation about being a human being.
Yeah. And this whole conversation reminds me of a conversation I had with my therapist recently, which is negativity is poison that is cured by reflection. So reflect on the negative thoughts, and that will lead to you letting them go. Your mind is a river. You just got to let it flow. And
is that a Dragon Prince reference?
We have all now reflected on Sister Favadare, and she is gone. Let her go.
Matt disappeared. No.
I'm guessing that that battery finally just gave up the ghost.
He just sent a text in the Facebook thread, and it died. We love you, Matt. Sorry that happened.
And thank you all for joining us. Thanks, Lulu, Tommy, John, and Matt. It was fun. We will see you guys again in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.